Welcome back, everybody, to Ethan's Angle. It's a show for small business owners, entrepreneurs, restaurateurs, people hustling, people going for it, whatever that may be to you. You know, that could be all kinds of different things, but that's mostly what I relate to. I feel like I'm a small business owner myself. Obviously, I'm an entrepreneur, always have been, probably always will be. And today I'm here to talk to you about what I call small business winters. Something I've been thinking a lot about, actually. What is the winter for small businesses, and what should we be doing as small business owners, entrepreneurs, to react to that? And what exactly does that look like? I think small business winters come in two forms when it comes to a small business. I think number one, it's the form of it's literally February and it's cold, and most of the days it's gloomy, apart from today. Today was nice, but it's like, at least in Utah, we're talking about Utah small business owners, restaurateurs. It is cold outside. People don't want to go out of their house. Sales are down. Sales are always down this time of year. It's February right now. This is the slow time of year for restaurateurs, small businesses. And I think it's actually physically winter, and that slows down sales. But also you have the type of winter whereas, you know, they may refer to as a recession or just people spending less money in general. I've definitely seen times in my career just owning Thirst over the last 6.5 years since we've been open, of times where I feel like people were wanting to spend more money, at least in my industry. And I do think that's an overarching trend. But I think, okay, so those are the two types of winters. First thing is the approach. There is nothing we can do as small business owners about the fact that people don't want to spend money, or that we're in, quote unquote, a recession. And so it's important, I think, I'm trying to remind myself as a small business owner that we should be focusing on the controllable variables. What does that mean for us? In the winter times, we should be focusing on how can we be better to earn the customer's business, because in a time where they used to go to maybe 2 to 3 places per week, they might now just be going 1 because they want to spend less money. And that means you need to be the best. And so I think we can really point the finger at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror as a small business and say, how is the experience for our guests? What are our margins like? How is our labor management? How's our cash flow management? What are the systems and processes in place in order for us to run a most efficient type of business in terms of cash flow, but also really take care of our customers? Like, this is the type of time, in the winter time, one thing we can control is wowing our customers and really, really taking care of a customer. And so I think times like this can kind of, you know, it can be a time that forces us to focus on these, you know, maybe not so fun, like, to develop skills. And when it does become busy, when this time is over, whether it's summer, physically the year, or it's a time of the world where, you know, I don't know what it's called. Is called the economy booming? I don't know. But it seems like sometimes people spend more money, whatever variable that may come from. And so I think we should be focusing on the things that we can control. That's number one. And number two, I think that we should look at it as small business owners. I think we should look at these winter times in the world and physical winter times. We should kind of like just grit our teeth and take the punch in the mouth of, this is tough. Like, this cash flow is really hard right now. Like, how are we going to figure this out? So much pressure. We should look at those times as opportunities to really get better. Like, okay, well, you know, if people are only going to come one place a week, we better be the best. And so let's really step it up. Like, that's why we're entrepreneurs. That's why we're small business owners, to be up to this challenge to earn people's business. This is a time where we, more than ever, I like to say earn the business of a customer. Customer's business is our own. Customer's business is earned. You're not entitled to the business. Well, this especially applies when people have less money, or it's the middle of winter time in Utah, because you got to be good. You got to be good. You got to give them that extra reason to come in the first time and come back the second time. Your systems and processes need to be in place where your labor management's really, really efficient. Do we have wasted labor in areas? Do we have waste on our cost of goods and on our inventory? Are we holding too much inventory? Are we only ordering what we need in order to cash flow properly? What is our overhead expenses? What is our Comcast bills look like? Could they be better? What are our linen invoices look like? Could they be better? What are all these things that are like fundamental, like, base core things that if we set them up during these slow times and also put them in a system of accountability, so that it's checklists, it's processes, it's follow-up, and maybe it's not always you have a system built around it. That's what I'm doing. This is all this, by the way, guys, I am doing. Like, I'm not trying to sit on my high horse and give advice. I hate doing that, actually. This is me talking to myself. So just know that. But what are we doing during these winter times to prepare in terms of systems and processes? I think that's huge. For me right now, I'm focusing on, okay, one, what do like a to-do list for a normal general manager look like? And who follows up with that to-do list? And how does that affect their performance on that to-do list? How does it affect their performance bonus so that they're more incentivized and it's put in a program to, always be better? That's just one example of the things I'm looking at. But labor management, cost of goods management, and overhead, like I said, these are all things I'm digging into right now. And I'm really trying to use this opportunity. Okay, it's slow. We've got to be focusing on these things. But this is a blessing because we're going to get all this stuff set up so that when it's crazy busy, we're going to be not only like I have been the last several years, like it gets busy in the summer, things are going good, you are making money, but nothing compared to what you could make and profit if you were ready for it and if you could seize the moment and capture it. And so during these winter times, small business owners, I think let's have the right perspective. Let's use this as fuel and motivation to play the game even harder and develop our skills. Also, let's remember that we're not alone. Like they say, it's lonely at the top in entrepreneurship. They're dang right. And this is a prime moment of it. Like sales are slower. It's very difficult. Like remember that you're not the only one out there if you are, running a small business or an entrepreneur. And so that's something I think about a lot is when something's difficult, but it's part of the process in order to get to what you want, it actually makes it a lot easier. This is something I think about a lot, and I'm telling myself right in this very second into the mic. And, I'm telling my future kid that were to watch this, and potentially anyone else who would find value if for some reason they did, is that the way I think about it when things are extremely difficult, particularly in entrepreneurship, is that if something is supposed to be hard, then it makes it a lot easier to endure because you know that this is supposed to be happening in order for me to get what I want. And I think about that a ton in entrepreneurship. As I'm like, dang, this is hard, so much pressure. Like, am I supposed to do this? Like, really? Like, I need to pay that much amount by then? And, you're just under a lot of pressure and you have to be hitting all these different marks. And I think if you understand, oh yeah, that's because we're doing something that very, 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 very few even attempt to do. And if they do, usually don't even get this far. But if they do get this far, they probably don't make it from here. That's how difficult it is. And so, but if I want the thing that's on the other side of that, which is to achieve all of that and more, then I need to be going through these things in order to learn. This is supposed to happen. It's part of the process. And so small business owners this winter, understand that it's part of the process. It's part of the process, you guys. And let's have the right perspective. Let's go after it and seize the opportunity we have right now in order to set ourselves up so we can seize the opportunity when we're not in this winter time. This is part of the game of entrepreneurship. This is part of what makes it good. I appreciate you guys listening. This is Ethan's Angle. My name is Ethan Cisneros. Ethan from Thirst, as I like to call myself. I am here in Salt Lake City, Utah in my office. Checking out. Love you guys. Have a happy night.